Welcome back, disc golf fans, to the back nine of the 2021 Des Moines Challenge here at Pickard Park. We had a very exciting front nine with lots of birdies and some struggles as well, watching people scramble. Excited to be back on a very scoreable back nine. Again, I'm Nathan Queen here with Chandler Fry.
Hello. No one is really shredding right now. We got a 4 down at best with Paul McBeth, Calvin following up with the 3 down, Garrett with 1 down, and Terry's kind of struggling but bringing it back with an even.
Yeah, some plenty of birdies, but then you see those bogeys on the cards as well. Paul keeping it clean. Starting the back nine with the easiest hole on the course, par 5, 844 feet. We most likely won't see any of the players go the way that the drone just went. There's a hyzer over on the right. You do have to throw over OB and get around some branches, but it's a fairly easy hyzer for these guys. Then you will also see them go to the right of this tree that we just passed with another hyzer to play down to about this area and then have an easy approach up to the green for a tap-in birdie.
65% of the field birdie this hole. 65.
Yeah, one of the easier ones. It's one you can make a mistake on and still get up and down for the birdie.
I threw my second shot 50 feet into the ground, and I still got the birdie on this hole. So
yeah, I imagine that could have had something to do with the lightning delay we had.
Yeah, that was right after the lightning delay. There was a slight left to right wind when I was throwing this hole, so I'm not sure if it still exists right now, but it was pushing the hyzers down into the OB.
Yeah, it looks like they've got kind of a tail left to right. Calvin catches the branch there, but does stay in bounds. Tail left to right is a pretty tricky wind to read for a hyzer. It could push it or it could pack it down. So all the players staying in bounds so far. And Garrett, this looks pretty great.
That's such an easy shot. Oh, that's huge.
He's almost to the top of the hill.
He probably could attack the green from there, but he's not. He's going to get that easy birdie probably.
Yeah, this is one of those ones. It's very hard to get in attack position for an eagle.
Yeah. That tree right there that you're looking at right in the middle of the screen, that prevents a lot of shots from really, if you have a look at the basket, from getting to the green. Yeah, this is a blind approach. They're just looking to kind of hyzer around that tree, finish as far left as possible without going out of bounds on the left.
Yeah, and you see Paul going with a slow disc there, just showing you how, you can't really attack, but it makes it a pretty easy approach shot once you get around the corner. Garrett doing the same thing, just pitching up there. They'll all be inside of 200 or 100. Yep, 199 right here for Calvin.
We're likely going to see a star frame on this hole from these guys. Unfortunate little skip, but he's still only like 15 feet. He says a tap in for Cal.
Not bad at all. Another sidearm here from Paul. Going to put it a little further right after he saw Calvin skip left, but does go a bit long. Shouldn't be an issue, but
this might be the most sidearms I've ever seen Garrett throwing around.
Yeah,
great shot though.
Throwing them well.
Beautiful shot.
And Terry with the straightest shot here, maybe giving it a run.
Oh, he hit past it.
He catches the cage on the way by.
That would be no eagles on the hole. That would have been the lone eagle if he had converted on that.
Oh, Garrett about to putt. There's a big weight at the top of the hill that he's looking at, so he probably had some guys moving up there.
I heard upwards of like a 45-minute wait for some cards.
What a putt. Oof. Yeah, I believe there was 2 cards on the tee when I got there.
Okay.
And then these guys are playing much later, so I could imagine three cards being there, 2 cards on the hole. It's the next hole is the toughest on the course, to give you a little bit of reprieve after this easiest hole.
You go easiest then hardest. Gives you a little sense of security, and then it punches you in the face.
Yeah. Oh, you got a birdie, huh?
How about this double bogey?
And like we were thinking, Terry here for the star frame, doing what they're supposed to do on this, the easier hole on the course here.
pretty sweet looking jersey that Garrett's rocking right now. Ooh, a little good catch from the basket, a little right side.
Pro side.
True.
And here we are, the hardest hole on the course, 810 feet. Looks pretty simple so far. You've got this Mando tree on the left that you have to stay right of. And then all of a sudden, 24 feet down, you just drop straight down and you have to turn left right then. If you saw it off, you're probably through it well. Otherwise, you're going to push long and be in just all kinds of trouble on this right side, pitching out and maybe scrambling to save a par. The tee pad that you saw at the bottom of the hill is the FPO tee pad, and it's about 540 feet or so. So even if you just get to the bottom of the hill, you've got 500 feet to get to the pin that you can't see over this hill through a tight gap.
This is a tough one. You don't want to go long. I'll tell you that right now. You don't want to go short. You can see a lot of players go over the top. Looks like Terry's going down the middle. The main concern with this one is going long.
Yeah, and that's one of the ones that you can't tell if you pushed it long or not. You know, it didn't really turn left quickly.
Calvin pushing the Mando a little bit. Looks like he made it for sure, and then with a Firebird. And that looks great. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, but we think it looks good.
Yeah.
And this Mando tree, there's an orange line that's all the way on the left side of it. So it is, you pretty much have to just go left side of that tree to miss it. These players are going super aggressive to try to get as far as they can and not really have to deal with this gap. Garrett doing a little bit of coursework there, getting some branches down.
Shout out to Ezra Aderhold, Kevin Jones. Just to name a couple of guys who actually did birdie this hole. This is a fantastic birdie. That's a good-looking shot.
Yeah, Terry landed in the middle, and he still probably had 450 plus there and gets it to – he might be inside a circle, too. He's pretty close. Garrett's hyzered a bit too far left. You see somebody in the middle of the fairway. That must be Calvin. He's so close.
That's got to be the best shot that whole scene.
And here's Paul, not much further back. He's probably 300 feet.
Uh-oh. That looks a little bit left, a little bit high and left.
Yeah, and he's left it up short. He's inside a circle too, but has a very tricky angled green to putt on.
I feel like in their position, it should be easy, but it's not because you can't see the basket. It's a sloped green. It's really easy to push too long. Uh-oh.
And he's pushed it a bit long there. I think he'll be inside the circle, but these guys are making me want a 350-foot righty hyzer.
You can work on that.
Garrett here going to try to save the par after a pitch out. And he's thrown a pretty good shot.
It's a good
He's
shot.
inside the circle.
Come on, Terry.
Terry not waiting on the people. Going to go ahead and pitch up, get his par, which, like we're saying, is a very good score on this hole.
Absolutely. Paul looking to get one of the rare birdies on this hole. Oh, just a little low. Hits the little pole koozie, if that's what you call it. So it looks like Calvin did push to about 40 feet long. Oh, no.
Oh, and yeah, after those two drives, that's about the only time that I would feel like I have to birdie this hole is after one of those two drives. So a little disappointing on that part. But they're still gaining strokes with pars. So
great par save from Garrett, being out of position on the first shot.
Yeah, didn't get to throw real far on the second shot and still able to get his par. This one playing 4.73, so kind of on the easier end of a par 5.
Yeah.
Barely playing harder than the previous hole.
Yeah.
Or playing harder, excuse me. It is playing harder than the previous hole, which is a par 5.
So maybe flip-flop those.
Yeah.
Good pickup from Garrett. I think he got maybe a little bit of help watching Calvin and Paul throw that upshot, so he was able to dial it in a little bit. Oh, look.
Oh, and working it in there. What a great shot there.
Oh, man. This hole you want to get.
Yeah, here's another one you feel like you must get. a couple Mandos here to kind of keep you from throwing the big hyzer, and which I really appreciate. This is a gap that you should have to hit to get to this green. These rocks will keep you just outside the circle or right around circle's edge if you don't make it over top of those, and there is some OB down on the right up on the green as well.
I think those rocks are a great addition. It makes a pretty easy hole. It's just a little bit more difficult. Makes you think about it.
It makes you think about it. You'll start to push that ceiling a little bit more, and that could drop you down into the OB creek that's just past the Mando.
I like the play where you just slam it into the hill because it's sloping down, so that it'll get an anti-skip towards the basket.
And Calvin gets just a bit too much turn on that and catches the tree before the rocks. He'll have an uphill long putt at it.
I like that angle.
Yeah, this looks great.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, and those rocks, as you can see, he threw something faster than you would normally throw on a hole like this, just so you can make it over the rocks, and it does make it where you can push long into the woods behind it also.
I feel like without that branch, that was looking like a potential ace run.
Yeah, he's still inside the circle, though.
Yeah, he's giving himself those testers, though. I just want to see a couple park drops from Garrett. Get that confidence flowing. Good shot from Terry right there with Paul. Calvin way back. I believe Gannon Burr hit this exact same shot in his round yesterday.
Let's see Calvin do it here. Oh, good height on it. He definitely wanted that. But just off to the right.
All right.
To a knee for the birdie.
There we go.
There we go. Couple in a row for Garrett. Oh, excuse me. 11 feels like a birdie. So 10, 11, 12, 2 under is a couple in a row in my mind.
Yeah, he's feeling good right now. He's flowing. A little tap in for Paul.
You see him taking his time a little bit there. He has missed a couple this round, so he's making sure he focuses and dials in and doesn't have any more of those little mishaps he's not used to making.
Do you see that stat? The tournament after Worlds, since 2013, Paul's only lost twice. Since 2013. That's an 8, yeah. So 6 wins, 2 losses. Or 5 wins, 2 losses. But still, it's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Doesn't matter if he gets first or second. He always wins the weekend after.
Terry tapping in a par there. Calvin to do the same.
There we go.
Couple birdies, couple pars. And we got another Garrett slow-mo. Same face, I like it.
Just willing those discs into the chains. Love to see it.
When I walk up to the tee, I have these game plans. I think I'm gonna land in these same areas every single time, but you never know. Having the Bushnell rangefinder, no matter where I land, gives me that extra level of confidence.
I started playing disc golf with my family when I was 8 years old. When I was 16, I got my first job as a cook at a bowling alley, and that's when I made my first batch of beef jerky. As I got better at throwing, I also got better at making beef jerky. Everyone told me they loved my jerky. After 15 years of making my beef jerky as a hobby, I decided to make it available to everyone. Double G Craft Jerky. Give it a try. You're gonna love it.
This is such a lefty hole.
I like it. That's so. After hole 12, we've got another fairly easy par 3. 290 feet. You want to hit this gap where the drone is flying. The tree or bush cluster you see off to the left side there is OB. But pretty stock 300-foot forehand, or which is the easiest shot. You could have a righty turnover.
It's like Paul pushed that a little bit too straight. He is in the bushes to the right after hitting the tree.
Yeah, once you make this corner, you do have a bit of room on the right, so a righty turnover can pan back out. And Garrett's done the same thing as Paul, just not quite hitting the gap.
Oh, wow.
And Terry forced it over. This needs to get stable.
Oh, no. Out of bounds.
And he's thrown it in that OB cluster. Calvin, oh, wow. Just squeaking by that tree. And parked it.
I would not expect 3 out of the 4 players to hit that.
Yeah,
that's
I was
unfortunate.
definitely expecting at least 2 birdies on this hole out of this card.
Great
And,
upshot from Garrett, though. Kind of a pinch position.
You don't have to hit too many gaps on this course, but this one isn't really tight enough to struggle with it this much, I feel like.
No.
It is later down the fairway, but it's one that you really do want to get up here and have a putt for.
Also, with the delays, this is fairly late in the day, so these guys might be feeling a bit of fatigue because they're not used to playing this late. Oh, wow.
They did have all day to rest, though, and not be on the course.
This is true.
While the lightning
You're telling me
delays were
these guys
going
weren't
on.
playing the entire day practicing for this round? Just 10 straight hours of disc golf? You don't do that?
Not for me, no.
Okay, well, teach the
There
round,
are
I guess.
ask Lance Brown about that. He might know.
Good tap-in birdie.
And-
Solo birdie from
Yeah,
Calvin.
Calvin going last still after his tee shot, getting the lone birdie on the hole.
A little slow-mo of Calvin throwing that sidearm
Looking
firebird.
down in his landing zone there for his foot.
It is interesting.
Just a little flick
Yeah.
of the wrist.
Looking down on his drive and then looking up after he releases. It's pretty interesting. This is a fun hole. There's a couple approaches that you can take. You can either go down the right side with a hyzer and try to hit the landing zone in the middle, but I think we're going to see mostly sidearms from this card going on the left side and spiking into this area that we're flying over right now. And the second shot is, I wouldn't say easy, but it's kind of a textbook approach, just a straight mid-range or fairway over the OB creek to the basket.
Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite holes on the course. It's not necessarily the most difficult technically, but you do have to hit a landing zone. You get a little bit of play left or right to still be able to work a second shot down this second fairway and get up to the basket. Just a really fun hole to play.
I am surprised that Calvin took the sidearm in this, honestly, with his backhand prowess.
I think the sidearm's just easier. You can get a little higher and spike it. It's easier to control the left to right movement on the landing.
I like the mid-range right-hand side play.
Yeah, that's what you see Garrett doing here.
Yeah, that's
And
got to sit
this
down,
is
though.
looking like it's pushing left. It gets a good drop there, but it is still going to be off left side.
He still has a look at birdie, but it's a little bit pinched off, and he might have to throw a little flex forehand.
Yeah, this needs to get down as well. It's moving off to the right side.
Oh, no.
I
Terry
didn't
just
quite
found
see
a-
where that landed, but it looks like he's going to have a bit of a pitch out from there as well.
Doesn't look fun. So 290 to the pin. He's probably throwing a mid-range right at the bum. Yeah, maybe a fairway, actually.
Yeah, this
A little
little
faster.
in the landing zone that you pick at, man, that was lucky.
Yeah.
The landing zone that you pick off of the tee is a little bit downhill, so it makes the run up a bit strange, and it can make your plant, it can throw your timing off.
Oh, this is too low. You got a good skip out of it, though.
Yeah.
It's about a circle to look at it.
But just so many little details about this hole is what makes it so fun. The little downhill slant on your upshot. If you throw it too low, you're not going to get a skip because the green does go uphill.
Looks like Terry got a bit aggressive there trying to go through the trees, and he got the last one. I feel
He'll
like.
still have
Oh,
a chance
no.
for
No.
his par, though, from what he was looking at. Garrett skirting the edge the entire time, gets up there, maybe inside of circle 2. He'll still have a long look at it.
Fun fact, that bridge that you can see right there is an ice rink. It is slippery and it's slightly slanted, so yeah, be careful if you ever play this course. Come on, Calvin. Oh, good bid. Great bid. Should be an easy par from Calvin on this hole.
And Garrett from about the same spot. See if he can touch one in there. Not quite high enough, but par's not too bad on this hole. If once you don't get your tee shot where you want.
Oh, no.
And bigger misfire than we've seen from Paul in quite a while there.
It looks like he looked directly to the left, like immediately after throwing that shot. I'm not sure, maybe a bird got him or something, but maybe there's some issues with distraction there. And this hole averaging right around par, just barely under par, with 26% of the field birdieing it and 57% parring it, and the rest bogeying or worse. So playing pretty easy. I guess a sign of a good par 4. He's still looking over there. See that?
Yeah.
I wonder what got him. Maybe there's like a
There could have been another
squirrel
card
or
over there. Or,
yeah.
I don't know if the wind made it through those trees somehow, maybe. I'm not sure.
Rocking that Yuli stamped Raptor, probably, I'm
It
guessing.
kind of looked like a Raptor edge
Yeah.
to the disc there.
Shout out to Paul Ulibarri.
And yeah, moving on to hole 15. Another very particular par 4. I did see some righty throws get further than I was expecting them to get. You can get a hyzer around this tree, but to the left of this OB tree line on the right side and push up to about this area where you have the best chance to get a birdie. But this green is pretty tricky as well. It slopes right to left the whole time, and it's very easy to skip into the wood line on the left, which isn't OB, but it doesn't really give you a putt.
I found that you want to hit this green as flat as possible, because if you don't, you are launching to the left. And you could get a putt, as Nathan said, but likely you'll have 5 or 20 branches in your face.
Yeah, and this
Looks
is
great.
Yeah, that's that shot I was talking about. It's pretty scary because you're pushing that OB on the right side if you don't hyzer in time.
Mm-hmm.
But Calvin does it perfectly there. Paul going a little safer on the low side.
Great shot,
And
though.
just gets underneath those branches. That's such a technical shot. You can't even see those branches from the tee, really. So
It's looking like the wind
this
is
has got to
really
get
picking
down.
up.
And luckily that grabs. He's still in birdie position from there, it only being a 600-foot hole.
Looking at those branches, it looks like the wind is really picking up right now for the last few holes for these fellas. This is a tough shot. It's a longer one. You got to stick that green with OB on the right side and that natural, I guess you can call it OB on the left.
Yeah, and this is drifting to that left side. He doesn't quite make that corner. We'll see where he dropped down to. Terry from a good spot.
That's got to sit.
Doesn't quite straighten this one out enough either. And is going to drift into that ever-looming left side.
There's a lot of thorns and pricklers over there as well, so.
Fortunately, I haven't gone that way yet, so I'll take your word for it.
Don't go over there.
Paul doing the same thing. Very difficult. Maybe this wind, you can see it. You can see these trees moving around a lot. It could even be pushing right to left, making it harder to not go into that wood line. Calvin trying to make the correction, but if this skips, he's going to go into it as well.
That's got to be a decent
good
reaction,
stop.
though.
He may have a look, but there's definitely lots of stuff there.
That's got to be one of the best drives that this whole scene, Calvin shot.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Crested the hill, probably had 300 feet in.
So you can see he has a line, but with the wind now, those trees, those branches are dancing in his face.
Yeah, those low branches at the edge.
Oh, he's kind of, he gives it a bit of a bid.
Calvin's right behind him as well. Paul going to try to go over top, do a little elevator putt, which is, again, 10 times more difficult with this wind.
Yeah. Beautiful. So good. That's not easy. He can barely see the basket. Like, he's only like 25, 30 feet away.
Yeah, his release point was like at eye level there. He let that go so high to have it float.
You have to throw the putter softer, and you have to throw it higher.
And Calvin must have had a line there as well. A couple birdies here from McBeth and Calvin to keep some good rounds going. 6 down and 7 down.
When was the last time you think Vinny smiled after a birdie putt? $10 years ago?
Got nothing for you, man.
All right, Garrett thinking about this one a little bit with that wind. Nice.
Yeah, and a good par save there after not the ideal second shot. Not
a bad score for the card. 2 down overall, 2 pars, 2 birdies. Obviously, you're looking for that birdie, but
Couple
par isn't bad.
squeaky putts here out of these woods on the left side. And Paul here
Beautiful.
getting it up over top and just dropping enough. Just enough speed control to drop that underneath the band and get a really good birdie on hole 15.
You've seen them in the hands of professionals, helping them compete at the highest level. Whale Sacks is a female-owned small business, handmade in the USA. We are dedicated to outstanding grip for all disc golfers.
And oh man, what a hole we have here. 315 feet, par 3. It looks like you have a gap to hit, but anytime you hit it, then you still hit a tree, it seems like. And if you do happen to get past this tree on the left and then this Y tree you see here in the middle are the two. If you keep it inside, which I believe is the best line, those are the trees you have to miss. Once you do miss all of that, you've got to hit these wood chips and not skip. Because if you do, there's OB about 12 feet to the left of the basket, and it wraps around on the right side out to about circle's edge. So Peninsula Green here, such a tricky hole.
OB right, OB long, trees left. You got to be precise on this hole to get that birdie. And I'm not entirely sure where that went.
Yeah, pulling it wide on this one is
It gets a skip. Oh, he hit a tree.
kind of the play, but once you pull it wide, there's a corner down there on the right side that usually seems to grab. There's that tree right on the left side, and Garrett with a great shot there.
Lucky to hit that tree, because that had the potential to skip out of bounds long.
Yeah, it could have sat, but he definitely will take the tree hit.
Back
Oh no!
No.
And he
that's
is
safe.
inbounds, but not quite the same love that Garrett got off of that tree. Shout out to Tree Love.
Oh,
there.
hero putt. Oh, my gosh. He kind of went... Did he go through the...
He went through the bridge, it looks like, and is OB. I was talking about that with somebody on hole 8 out here.
Yeah.
That it would be pretty unfortunate if you slid through the bridge. And I didn't realize there was another chance for it on 16, but that is pretty unfortunate.
Those are two very aggressive putts from Calvin and Paul, because they know the OB's right there. So, I mean...
Yeah, there
Good
you
for
go,
them.
Terry.
I mean,
Yeah,
first
those are
round,
scary
yeah.
putts to run first round for
Yeah.
sure. Terry able to capitalize after his. He probably doesn't know why he's down there, but good birdie putt from him and Garrett.
Good pickup from those two. Super unfortunate for Paul.
Yeah, and Paul gonna see his disc has gone underneath the bridge. Gonna take a bogey.
He took the risk, though. He knew what he
Yeah,
was doing.
he definitely ran that from a long way away.
Yeah.
Terry with the good wrist extension, striping it onto the pole. Great birdie putt there. Moving into hole 17, which is, I believe, the shortest hole on the course at 235 feet.
It is not the easiest, though, for sure, with all these trees.
Not the easiest. This is one of the more wooded holes that we see on the course. Beautiful fairway with the trees, but still having the grass throughout the woods. And then they've, again, made the green just great to look at with the wood chips. Best play is just like kind of a hyzer putter, pushing it straight, or a little flex forehand maybe. And this looks fantastic out of Garrett. That is exactly what you want to do.
I love this hole because there's only one gap to hit. Everyone has to hit the exact same shot, unless you're
And
lucky.
this is pushing just a bit right. I still go for the same gap.
For sure.
Just a slightly
Just
different angle.
Yeah. We're going to see a lot of shots. Yeah.
Oh, and he's pulled this off left side. There is a chance you could sneak through there. And even if you don't, he's still got a long look at the birdie with this being the shortest hole on the course.
Still very gettable. This
This
is
is
a
pulled
little
right as well.
Don't kick and go right, though. Okay,
Oh,
good
man,
kick. Wow.
5 time.
For real. Go in. Nice shot from Terry there. Giving a little bit of a bid. Distance to pin 92 feet.
Get it, Calvin. Not quite enough hyzer, but again, he had the height on it.
Paul looking to get that bogey back from the last hole.
And just with a pull to drive off to the right, gets the tree love into the fairway and gets a birdie.
That was a big putt.
just how everybody plans it.
Uphill, like edge of circle 2. Oh, like I'm halfway through circle 2. Pretty good. That's how you win world championships.
Yeah. You got to capitalize on the good breaks.
Take notes, folks. Unfortunate par from Terry, but it can always be worse.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a rough round here, but he has been fighting the whole time, working his way to under par. And Garrett finally walking up with a smile on his face to tap in his birdie. And here's that 48 foot or so putt from Paul.
Full extension, full power.
So clean. Dead center.
Perfect height.
Just fantastic.
Can't ask for much more.
And that moves us into the beast of hole 18, playing as the second hardest hole on the course, par 5, 1,080 feet. It's not super steep, but you've got a very long incline here to get all the way up to about right here, ideally for off of the tee pad. And then you'll see most right-handed players take this right side where the drone is at and throw another hyzer up just past this bush you see on the left to have about 320 or so, 340 into the green, which is OB on the left, this bunker tree on the right, which is an OB but very hard to get out of, and then the whole wood line on the right as well. Very tricky green to approach, and you're gonna have at least 300 feet to get there.
This is a very daunting hole. It's a hard one to finish on, especially this late in the day after they've been playing for 10 straight hours,
Yeah, if you don't get a good tee shot, you are playing for par. Yeah. If you throw too low, if you don't get your max distance off of this tee, you're playing for par.
And there's a chance of OB from the start. You got the left side OB and you got the right side trees. Just want to stay straight right in the middle of the fairway, and you'll be happy.
Yeah, so these guys are getting kind of right side, which is going to make where the drone flew a harder line to take. They're going to have to be a little more aggressive with the OB on the left side.
Yeah. Calvin looking just to pump this as hard as he can, I think. He's throwing his flippy destroyer, which is probably super overstable for everybody else.
He gets a great pump on it. I don't have any issue not hitting that tree, but he just hyzers right before it.
That's a great position to be in. He has enough room to attack the second shot.
Oh, and Paul is able to go that right side. I thought he was a little further up and would be pinched.
There is that bush right there that you've seen right there that Paul actually avoided, but that ruins a lot of second shots.
Yeah, if you land at that bush, you have nothing. You've just got to kind of pitch out.
I'll get past that.
Try to get to a good spot.
Look at this. That is a beautiful hyzer.
Showing off his power, getting past that bush. He'll be in the ideal spot there. And Garrett is having to push that OB left side. Doesn't quite have the line you're looking for.
This guy sit.
And he gets all kinds of distance, but doesn't quite stay in bounds. I believe he is one of the few players who is going to have a chance to save a par after going OB on this hole.
That's impressive. That was a bomb second shot.
Calvin trying to bomb one as well, but this needs to not go left.
Oh, no.
It has gone left. I guess he's another. Well, these guys just throw too far, man.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Great shot from Paul looking at circle's edge for the birdie.
Oh, no.
Yanked it a little bit. It's got to finish really hard and really fast.
Oh, and doesn't quite get the skip over the wall. He's turned that over early, not the finish.
And he'll be OB super short. So at best, he's looking at bogey. Go in.
Calvin trying to get a birdie.
A birdie with an OB.
Yeah, crazy stuff there.
Great looking shot right there from Terry.
And Garrett, you see these guys all playing quick, trying to get out of here before the sun goes down.
Yeah, a disc comes out of the bag and it's in the air within 5 seconds.
Yeah, Garrett getting up there. And yeah, you can see it getting dark on the cameras as well. Paul gonna be putting a lot this morning or tomorrow morning
Yeah.
before his last round. That's not what he's used to doing.
No, he missed out on a lot of opportunities this round, but he still shot a pretty decent 7 down, so he's looking to compete for the W, that's for sure. There we go.
And Garrett salvaging the par on a hole that is playing half a stroke over par for the field, and he threw OB.
Only 16% of the field birdieing it, so it's definitely showing. It was showing its teeth on this day.
And Calvin able to do the same thing.
Impressive stuff. I wish I can do that.
Yeah, that's just too crazy.
Not the best round from Terry, but the guy kept battling. His attitude was fantastic. That's one thing you can always get from Terry. Even if he's playing bad, you can still see a smile on his face. So.
Yeah, he fought hard the whole time. Gonna see one last hyzer here from Paul.
Look at that sunset shot.
Oh, wow. Striping it.
That's a Paul McBeth Foundation promo video right there.
So, yeah, after one round, Silas Schultz coming out with the hot round. 9 down. I believe he only had 1 bogey throughout the round. 4 sevens, and then a slew of 6 downs. There's a couple more.
Including yourself.
Including myself that shot 6 down. And here we have the Double G long drive of the round. It looks like it's going to be Double G himself.
A little bit of hot boom sauce going on
hole
right
one.
here.
Straight hyzer. 494 feet.
I feel like he can go farther than that.
Oh, absolutely. That was just a hyzer if he flexes that out. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. We look forward to coming back for round 2 of the 2021 Des Moines Challenge. Make sure you check out Central Coast Disc Golf, and we'll see you guys out there.